All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. Today, we're going to be looking at capitalism. Now, this section, I've actually divided into two parts. There's going to be part one right now, and in the next lesson is going to be part two. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the objectives for today. As you can see right there, we're going to analyze what capitalism really means. We're going to examine the characteristics of capitalism and create an argument on whether true capitalism would be a fit for our country or not. And to be honest, I think that last objective, I believe that should be answered more in this part two, but just have it there anyway. So let's go ahead and get started with the warm up. And there it is for you. The first question asks you to analyze this picture. Tell me what is going on here, right? Explain in your own words what's happening here. What do you see? There's a couple of, you know, things that are labeling what or telling what's representing what those item things are representing. Should say, I'm sorry about that. Um, the second question, though, it asks you, do you think this artist is trying to say rich people purposely destroy the economy or the car, or it was an accident? Okay, what do you think? Based off what you see and things like that. Use your best judgment. And what do you try to interpret what you think this artist is trying to say? Okay. So pause the video, write your response, okay, because we're moving on in three, two, one. So economics. And this part is about capitalism. So we have to start off with Alex Smith. Alex Smith is known as the father of modern economics. He was a Scottish philosopher and an economist. Now, he wrote a book called Wealth of Nations. Some of the stuff in his book has been, debunked and proven to be false, but there's still part of it that still holds true. And back then, it was seen as like this is the best book about economics there is. Now, Smith, along with a lot of other people, came to the idea of this laissez faire mentality. Laissez faire is a French term which literally means to let alone or to let the people be. This is used in economics as a way of saying that the government should take their hands off the economy. Let the people be. If a company survives, so be it, it survives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the government should have no handle in the economy. Okay. Now, when it comes to a pure economy, competition is key. Now, typically, if we were in class, I would have stopped you guys and asked you to name as many fast food restaurants that serve hamburgers in 10 seconds. Typically, throughout my years, I found that a lot of the classes tend to name 7 to 8 um, fast food places in 10 seconds. And the reason for this is to show you guys, hey, there's options. So if you don't like, let's say McDonald's, you can go to Burger King and vice versa. If you don't like Burger King, you can go to McDonald's or you can go to any other place. You know, that there is no one place to get a hamburger. Okay. Now, sellers, they fight each other to get you to buy from their place. So they'll put sales, buy one, get 50% off, 30% off, 40% off, 50% off, whatever, They just want you to buy from them. Now, on the flip side, the consumers, you and me, the buyers, we compete against one another to buy what we want and what we need. Okay. So think about like when the PS5 came out, right? People were signing up, lining up, trying to get a hold of them. Not everyone's going to get what they want. Same thing with a pair of Jordans, or even, people will line up at the stores, or even for like stuff like a Starbucks cup. People will wait in line the day before for that. Why? Because they want it, and they're going to fight the other people who want it to get to it. So they'll wait in line. They'll wait there all day. You know. So we not only do companies fight each other for us to buy from them, but we fight each other for that product, whatever it may be. Because again, there's no unlimited resources. So the number of things are very small. Now, these same consumers, you and me, at the same time, our roles as workers is we sell our skills and labor to a company. Okay. Now, let's say you're a welder, right? Let's say you're an excellent welder. You can weld any type of metal, things like that. You're not limited. You have great skill. Your pay will be higher because you can do any type of metal. Now, if someone's just starting off, they've never really done it before, their pay is going to be low because their skill is low, and they're basically just saying, "Hey, pay me for my labor." Okay. And the last part down here says the best wages or salaries they can get. Difference between wages and salary is like this. Salaries is what you get paid no matter what. Okay? Whether you work more hours or less, you're still going to get paid the same. Wages is more of like by the hour. You know, you get paid $15 per hour, that's a wage, you know. So there is a difference between a wage and a salary. So here's your first question. Do you believe a failing company should be saved by the government? Think about that. What do you think? If a company is tanking, they're not making money, they're about to go bankrupt, should the government help them out? Should the government bail them out? What do you think? Okay, and don't forget the why. Okay, so again, the writing prompts on the bottom. I believe the government should or shouldn't, depending how you feel, help a failing company, not government. Sorry about that. Because and explain. Okay, so think about it. Write your response because we're moving on in three, two, one. So the idea of capitalism developed gradually over time from medieval times in early modern Europe. Okay, they basically had two major concepts. One, the idea that people could actually work for an economic gain. Now I know right now you're thinking, well, duh, isn't that why people go to work to make money and then prosper? Yes, now, but back then in the medieval times and before that, people basically worked to stay alive. People would work on farms to grow food that they needed to have to make it through the winter and things like that. You know, if they did sell their crops, their extra crops, it was more likely to go back into the farm. Buy seeds, buy tools, buy blankets and stuff like that. What they needed for the next season. It wasn't really to save up and then we'll move on, get a bigger house, things like that. It wasn't like that. Okay. The second thing is that wealth should be used aggressively. Now, what does that mean? It basically means that the money you save should be used. It should not be really saved and collected and things like that. So when you look at these millionaire, billionaire guys who just hold on to their money and keep letting it grow and grow and grow, they're not helping the economy. The economy needs that money. It should not be sitting in their bank account. It should not be uh, there just to collect dust and to basically help their ego grow. It's supposed to go back into the economy, and that's the thing. You just get money, you spend money, you get more money. This is what I mean. It's back in the 13th century, people started to, kind of have some extra money. So they would tell merchants, hey, are you going to India? Yeah. Are you going to buy some jewelry and perfumes and stuff like that? Yeah. Okay. How much are you taking with you? About $1,000. Okay. I'll give you $1,000. So you have now $2,000. One for me, one from you. Go buy that jewelry and all that stuff. When you come back and you sell it, I get half the profit because I gave you an extra, basically doubled your money to spend over there. So I will make a profit. Okay, because you know they're not going to buy something over there for $5 and come back and sell it for $5. They're going to sell it for as much as they can get, $100, $200, you know. So that's where investing started to come. You have money, you give money, and hopefully you get more money back. Okay. There is no, again, we'll get to this when we get into economics. There is no guarantee in the stock market. Okay. There is no guarantee. So when you put money into the stock market, you might make some money, you might lose some. Just the way it is. Now, free market means that the government puts no limit on the freedom of the buyers and sellers when it comes to economic decisions. So if you want to buy 10,000 pair of Jordans, go for it. Okay? Go for it. The government's not going to be like, hey, you can't buy that many. If you want to buy, 100,000, little stickers, sure, go for it. No one's going to tell you, no, you can't do that. People might advise, but the government's not going to step in and go, no, no, 5,000 stickers, that's your max. They're not going to do that. Okay. So, in a pure capitalistic country, there are 5 characteristics. Number 1, private ownership, private control of the ownership, and economic resources. What does that mean? If you started a store, you are the owner. You basically are accepting responsibility for everything of it. Whether it succeeds or fails, that's on you. You control the ownership. You decide if you're going to be the sole owner, you're going to have partners, things like that. That's on you. Same thing with economic resources. When you have stuff, when you buy plastic or lumber or whatever, you decide how much to put. You decide how much to use. The government's not going to be there saying, hey, for those shoes, you can only put so much leather, you can only put so much sole. You can put as much as you want. It's yours. You bought that resource. You use it how you want to. The next one, free enterprise. Now, what does that mean? You can open up any type of store you want. If you want to open a restaurant where the waiters can go around and slap people in the back of the head anytime they want, you can. Now, will people go to it? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But that's your choice. You created that store. You could make that. But again, will people go to it? That's a different thing. But you have that freedom to make a store like that, a restaurant if you want, like that, if you want. The next one, competition among businesses. So just because, let's say you have a burger place, fast food burger place, it doesn't mean that nobody else can have a burger place near you, or that you can't build a burger place, another one, in a town that only has one. No, you can do whatever you want. Competition, again, remember, is key in a capitalistic country. So that's welcomed. Okay. The next one, freedom of choice. This is one of my favorites. If you've ever seen the movie Don't Be a Menace to South Central, um, there's a scene I always laugh at because to me it's funny. But when the two guys go into the convenience store and that lady's just bugging him, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy. You know, he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. You have the choice to buy something at a store if you don't want to. Okay. And if you ever do feel harassed, all you have to say is, I'm just looking. Okay. Nobody can make you buy anything if you don't want to. Okay. So you have the freedom of choice whether you want to buy this, or this. That's up to you. Okay. The last one is an interesting one, the possibility of outcome, because this applies not only to owners, but sellers and buyers as well. Okay. The possibility of outcome is basically this. If you open a restaurant again where the waiters slap people in the back of the head, the outcome is people might not want to go to it. So just because you opened it and you put all your money into it and stuff like that, doesn't mean that people have to go to it. Are people going to enjoy it and write good reviews about it? No, they might hate it. And you have to accept the responsibility of that, that, hey, this is a possibility. You know, no one is forced to like your store. No one is forced to write a good review on a website saying, hey, this place is great if it doesn't, you know. And also, as a buyer, you have to accept the fact that if you go to the store, you might not be able to find what you want. You know, you look online, you might not be able to find what you want on there as well. Things run out, things sell, especially very popular things. And the hey, people buy something and then they sell it, you know, the price is here, and then they find it online as selling up here. You have to accept that outcome. That you didn't get there in time, someone cleverly used some type of bots or something, and they got something that you wanted. You got to accept that outcome. Now, of those five capitalistic characteristics, which one do you feel is the most important and why? All right, the writing prompts on the bottom there for you. Of the five characteristics, I believe blank is the most important because, and explain why. Okay, so once you finish that, I believe that's it for this lesson. Let me double check here on your worksheet. Yeah, that's it. So good job. Hopefully you learned something new. Um, I will see you guys in class next time. All right. So you guys take care, be safe. I'll see you around. All right.